Right, traders, it's Monday, basically the beginning of a new trading week, and let's see what we have in store for this week. First of all, let me send the invites to people on the Telegram. Although the live stream today is going to be very short, as I'm actually potentially not really going to be trading. So yeah. All right, guys. So basically, let's quickly run through so what we're going to do on this live stream, we're going to do the analysis. We're also going to do the outlook for this week. Then we would end it by, just waiting for the opening candle of the 230 candle to start, and then we'll see the direction that NASDAQ might want to go for this week. All right. So first of all, you notice the first thing is how NASDAQ has created a new high as of last week. So NASDAQ is trading on the 27,400 level. So that was already well predicted ahead that NASDAQ can actually go there. So let's see on the 4-hour. We already know that NASDAQ is trending higher on the 4-hour time frame. So we just need to see, NASDAQ, is it ready for a pullback right now, right? So since we've been creating like all-time highs since we started from this low on March 30, can you believe it? Since March 30, NASDAQ has been going up. So that means for the last 27 days, NASDAQ has been going in one direction, 4,484 points. That is a lot of points. Okay, so let's go to 15 minutes. So remember I told you about, if you're on the Telegram, I shared a indicator that I created. It's a custom indicator. You will not find it in the TradingView indicator itself. I created it. So basically it's a strategy that I normally do, right? It's anytime I open my chart, I mark my previous day high, previous day low, and my session break. And I mark my Asian high, Asian low. And also there's a concept called the ATR, which means the average true range. The average true range basically means what is the average peep range of NASDAQ or the pair you are trading on the current time frame. So I created an indicator, I make the code and all, that can actually automatically mark my previous day high, previous day low without me doing it manually for me, right? So see, I just activated it right now. You can see it already marked my session break. Also, it marked my PDH. PDH means previous day high. PDL means previous day low automatically. So if you go back in each day, you automatically see where is the highest candle that price reach on that day and where is the highest point and the lowest point that price reach for each day. So you can keep going backward and it will automatically be marked out for you. This is very interesting indicator that you can use, especially if you trade similarly the way I do, right? Now that I have my indicator ready, now you can see I already know where the previous day high for Friday was, which is this level. And from what I can see right now, NASDAQ already took the high of last week. So the highest point that price was last week, Friday, we have already taken it out today. You can see price already break through that high. So that means that what we can expect to see now is some sort of rejection, right? So if there's going to be like some sort of rejection from this level, which is already happening, so that means that technically NASDAQ might want to sell in this session. Now we want to do the last thing, turn on the second indicator, which is the Asian range. This one also marks the Asian high and Asian low for us. We'll notice something. NASDAQ has not broken out of the Asian low. So that means that we can go and look for a demand zone below the current price point, right? So there is two levels you can wait from. You can wait here, which is the breaker block, or you can actually wait right here, which is more of a demand level, so right here. So NASDAQ is potentially going to reach one of these 2 points before at least it keeps buying again. And the next liquidity level obviously is at here, which is the previous day low level, okay? So if NASDAQ is going to respect any level, it has to respect any of these 3 levels. The zone immediately below the Asian low, this level, which is potentially a proper demand level, or it taps the previous day low and then give a buy to the upside, okay? Of course, you know that with every market cycle, now that NASDAQ has created a new high, it has to go and create a new low. The funniest thing actually, like what happened last week, Friday, NASDAQ may not even break out of this Asian range. It may just from where it is right now, had the opening, boom, start going up. And we've already started the first 15 minutes of the opening already. So, and because today is Monday as well, you know, you need to like be very careful, you know, in terms of how you trade, the type of trade you're going to take and stuff like that. I'm not trading this week, or at least until Wednesday. I'm waiting for payout on Wednesday, so I want the payout to come first before I start taking any trade. But you notice how I still come to the chart every single day is because I need to continue to pay attention to what the market is doing every single day, even if I'm not actively trading it. And this is a very important stage to get to as a trader, being able to come to the chart, look at the chart without actually trading it. It's difficult sometimes, but it's some things that we need to do because we don't necessarily need to trade every time, especially if you have an objective. And for me right now, I have an objective. I have a lot of objective that it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to trade a lot for those objectives to be met, but I do have an objective that I'm happy to really see it succeed. And part of finding success for those objectives that I have for myself, especially for this first quarter of the year, is to be as patient as possible. You know, take the best trade. And based on what I've seen in taking the best trade, it requires being patient a lot of the time and taking the trade that you have confidence in. So yeah, with that said, that would actually be the end of this stream. I'm actually not going to sit here because, you know, I don't want to just sit here today. But I also want to give you the outlook for the week. Let me just turn this back off. Go to the 1 hour and see if the zones that we mark on 1 hour, the immediate zone after the Asian low is not really any area of interest. But let's see on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour as well, it's not anything an area of interest, right? So you want to be careful as soon as price gets there. So when price gets to any of those levels, you want to try and look for continuation because hopefully the trend will continue like this, going higher and higher and higher, right? So that's why when you are able to see price getting into any area that you are interested in, then you wait to see your own confirmation. And whenever price is in your area of interest, there are two kind of confirmation you can use. A break of structure in the direction you are opening to go, and second, a candlestick pattern that you normally see happen a lot of the time. All right, and I think with that we're good to go for today. So if you're trading today, trade carefully, wait for price. Just like last week Friday, I told you the price returned back to the Asian range here and then boom, went all the way up. So today similarly, you want to wait for price to either return back into, you know, into this range. So from where price is now, wait for it to return back maybe here or here. So if you return any of this range and it starts to give you like a buy information, then you can take the buy and maybe it will even create a new all-time high for us today. But NASDAQ could do whatever it wants. It can go all the way to the previous day low and, you know, for it to, before it start going back upward. All right, with that said, guys, let's go and have an amazing rest of the day. If you want to get this indicator, if you want to use it, okay, yeah. So I said I was going to make a video for people who want to use this indicator. So let's say you ask me for the indicator on trading on Telegram. I will send you a script, like a file. So what you do is that at the bottom of your trading view, you would see this icon. It's called Pine. For me, it's on the right-hand side, right? You can see on the right-hand side right here. See my mouse, where my mouse is at the right, you know, of the chart. So you can see Pine. So you click on the Pine script. So it is a Pine script that you can actually just paste. So you just basically create a new script like on Python script. Then the content that I sent to you, paste it inside it, click on save and click on add to your chart. Then it's going to add it to your chart. So that's actually how you're going to be able to add that particular indicator that I'm using. The indicator actually also does one other thing. It also tells you the ATR value. If you look to the right here, this table at the top right here, it tells you the ATR and the DTR. ATR is the average true rate, meaning that if you're entering a trade right now, you should use a minimum of this ATR as your stop loss, right? On a volatile day, the ATR might also increase, right? So it's because the session right now has been very non-volatile. That's why the ATR is like 30 points. So that means that each of the candle that started happening that has been working today basically is like, you know, the average candle is like 50 pips. So it chooses this as the ATR, meaning that if you're taking a trade, using 30 points right now is not bad enough. you know, it's not bad at all. So anyway, with that, I think if you have any question actually about ATR, DTR, you can actually ask me on the Telegram. My DM is actually open on Telegram, so you can reach out to me. The last thing I think we should do, let's check the news that are happening for this week. For today, there are no high impact news. For tomorrow, no high impact news. Wednesday, there is high impact news because it's actually FOMC. FOMC actually is happening. And on, let's see, on Thursday, there is 1:30. There is news on Thursday. Okay. The funniest thing is that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm still not trading. So trading is until next week. But I'm still gonna be coming, you know, on the chart every single day for live trading to give you a trading idea. But I'm not trading. I'm waiting for the payout. The payout is on Wednesday, and when I request on Wednesday, the payout is gonna arrive probably on Friday. So that's another. It has a few waiting days, and that's fine. So with that said, I think we're good to go. All we just have to do now is actually just, you know, go and have an amazing rest of the day, and we would see each other again. All right, thank you guys for coming. Happy and safe trading, and take care of yourself. Bye bye.